Welcome to the Real News. I'm Eddie Conway, coming to you from Oakland, California. I just arrived here for the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party. While attending a program out at the college, I discovered that there's been terror in the community, and I thought it was like strange, funny, and frightening at the same time. The Black Panther Party started because of police terror in the community, and now what I've learned is just within 2 months, 3 months at the minimum, this family that live in this house has been subject to police terror, armored car, assault weapons, military uniforms, all as the results of a mistake. So I have here with me right now Omar. And so, Brother Omar, would you tell us your story? What happened?
Yeah, what happened on the 24th, July 24th, that morning, 5:30 a.m., me and my family woke up to flashbangs, big flashbang noise at my front door and my back door. I woke up to that. My family woke up to that. My niece and nephew was running up and down the stairs, belligerent and all frightened looking. By that time, I heard over the loudspeaker my name. Mr. Loudermilk, come outside. We had your house surrounded. So I walked to the front, look out my window. I noticed that it was a SWAT unit, military-looking guys outside of my house. So I go upstairs and put my pants on. I'm hearing, come outside. So I come outside. And they had me face towards the house and walk backwards towards the middle of the street. So by the time I get to the middle of the street, I was cuffed by one of the military-looking guys. Walked me towards the corner where they sat me in a police car. Drove me downtown. Went for questioning. By that time, I still don't know what's exactly I'm in their custody for, which was totally caught by surprise. It was like real awkward situation, real frightening situation.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question then. Let me see.
Yeah.
Why did they come to this house? Do you know?
They came here supposedly that attempted murder on a police officer.
What happened?
Sergeant. On the night before that, on the 23rd, it was a police accident involving a sergeant, female cop. She had an accident. Then right after her accident, somebody approached her vehicle, her patrol car, and fired a shot. And she wasn't hit or anything, but somehow they tried to link me toward the whole situation. And it wasn't right. It wasn't right, though.
How long did they hold you? And you say they took you downtown and interrogated you. How long did they hold you?
It was maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, and they made a determination then that it wasn't you that they were looking for?
I mean, over the hours, they eventually confirmed that it wasn't me, but somehow they got a way to link me to the situation. But over the couple hours, yeah, they eventually knew it wasn't me.
Okay, and they did lock up another person for this?
I believe they had a suspect in custody they had got on that Thursday morning.
Okay, but still they searched your house and found a weapon in your house that wasn't connected to this incident, and also ammunition that wasn't connected to this incident. What happened as a result of that?
The result of that was that I had an $85,000 bail. They wouldn't drop the charges off the simple fact that I had a old case that was pending that saying I had a felon, but it should have been reduced to a misdemeanor, which they just holding on that fact that the firearm is mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, are you saying, and I think you told me this before, that because they made a mistake, because they raided this house, because they terrorized the community, because they terrorized your nephew and your niece, that they are trying to protect themselves from any kind of legal action you might take, so they are pushing charges against you in spite of the fact that they made a mistake?
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that because actually the officer right before I bailed out, one of the officers dropped off A's tickets to try to bribe my family. Like the whole situation was legal when they know they trying to beg for forgiveness after off the fact that they brought 4 A's tickets to my house. Try to compromise all the over.
That's the baseball team.
Yeah, the athletics at Oakland A's. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they try to bribe the situation. What you call it? A act of guilt that they trying to cover up. They brought A's tickets, 5 A's tickets, 4 or 5 A's tickets. I never even looked at them.
So you still have to go to court? Are you due to go to court soon?
I go back to court on November 30th.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm here with Tone, and he witnessed this incident on that morning around 6 o'clock. So, Tone, give us your full name.
My real name is Anthony Isaiah Landry.
Okay. And what did you see?
I seen when I was coming up the street from my house, I seen the police actually pull some kids, some babies out of the house at gunpoint. And they wasn't nothing over like 11 at that time. This was probably 6, 7, 8 months ago. And he told me to go back home and go in the house. And I told him, man, I ain't going nowhere, dude. I'm finna watch what's going on. So, and then he came over and said something to me. And I didn't say nothing to him. I just put my hands behind my back and looked at him like this. Like, man, nobody scared of you, dude. It's nothing. You feel me? So I left it at that. And then he walked back across the street over here. And you got little kids on gunpoint, man. You don't do nothing like that to no little kid. They was traumatized, man.
Okay, yeah, this happened at the end of July, so that's about 3.5 months ago. So you witnessed the entire thing. Did they do anything else? I understand they sent a robot in the house. Did you see that?
I see the robot. It was a square little machine looking like with some wheels on it. Yeah, I seen it. I seen that, yep, and they was in the house. The police went in the house and everything, and they put the kids out here in the streets. And these ain't nothing but little babies, man. You don't put no guns on no kids, man. They ain't even in junior high school. Then the little girl was traumatized.
The little girl, like 5 or 6?
Yeah, she like 5, 6 years old.
What kind of guns?
She like they had some handguns, maybe an AR-15 Sherman, I don't know. It was big, though.
Automatic weapons, though?
Semi-automatic and automatic.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'm here talking to Omar's mother, who actually lives in this house and was organizing a daycare center, an African-centered school for young people. And I'm trying to find out exactly what happened with the people, her grandchildren in the house. Can you give me your full name?
Yes, my name is Fahima Kayaba.
And your grandchildren, tell me a little bit, how old are they and what happened?
I have 2 grandchildren that live in the home. One is a 11-year-old boy. His name is Diari, and a 5-year-old girl. Her name is Kamali. They were here when the flash bombs, they was running throughout the house, screaming and hollering. They was actually running up and down the steps, crying and wondering what's going on. And they actually was bought out with my son, Mushir. He actually bought them out because Omar that had answered the door when the flash bombs hit the door, he had answered the door. And so the children were bought out at gunpoint. And they were the ones that told me about the robot moving throughout the house.
Well, did this have any impact on them? How are they now? I mean, this has been like 3 months now. Did this affect them in any kind of way? You say one was 11 and one was 5?
Yes. One was 11. One is 11 and one is 5. They won't sleep by themselves. They're afraid of the police. They're afraid of sirens now, something that they wasn't afraid of before. They are currently in therapy.
Okay, and I understand, from just looking at the place here that you were going to open up the daycare school. What happened? Why is that not being open now?
Due to the fact that my son lives here and was arrested, you can't have anyone living in a home that has a record. And being though that he was arrested, it's just on hold. I was basically coming in as a silent partner, and my daughter was actually going to open it up, and I was going to help her. But everything is like on hold because the court issues and back and forth to court. I really don't want to commit to that right now because I don't know. We just going back and forth to court. When you have to be around if you're going to have a daycare, it has disrupted everybody's life.
Yes, of course. Of course, your concern is not seeing your son go to jail. Your concern is trying to get this whole issue resolved. I can understand that could be a distraction, and obviously being available to go to court is also a distraction. Is this we talk about police killing black men, black women, black children all the time, but according to the pictures that I watched and some of the video that we'll be showing in this particular segment, it seemed that there were armored personnel carriers out front. There was armored people in armored helmets and vests and so on, and automatic weapons. Is this another kind of terror? I mean, this have disrupted your life, your future, your plans, have traumatized your children. Is this a form of terror here?
Everyone is traumatized. I didn't get a call. I got a call at work at 6:45 saying, "Come get my grandchildren." And I'm like, who is this and why do you have my grandchildren? But I cursed when I said it, so I can't say that on camera right now. And they said, this is Oakland police. And why in the way you have my grandchildren? They didn't want to give me any information. They said they've been detained at the corner of the block at 79th and Plymouth, and for me to come get them. And when I arrived, my 2 tenants that live in the back, 2 brothers from West Africa, they live in the back, and my grandson and granddaughter and my son Mushir was in a white van. They let me get the grandchildren, but they wouldn't let the brothers or my son out of the truck, out the van. They said they were still being detained. For what? I asked why. When I looked down the street, because I wasn't allowed to come on the block, I looked down the street and I said, this looks like Beirut. What the world is going on? This is Beirut. I mean, why is it military here? And after I was able to question some of the police officers, they referred me to a sergeant. And she explained to me that they have my son, he shot at a Oakland police, and I told them, no, that was not my son. That's not his energy. That's not his character. And who shoots at a police and then go home and go to sleep? They said people have been known to do stupid things, and I said smart people don't do things like that. But it was very traumatic for everybody. The brothers in the back, they're afraid. Everybody has some kind of issues now.
This seems like it's still having an effect on you.
I'm angry. I'm upset because you have no rights. I wasn't even allowed to come on the block. I got here by 7:20 a.m. I was not allowed to come and even verify what they were doing. They made me stay down at the corner for 2.5 hours or more. And then when they allowed me to come on the block, I still couldn't come in the house for another hour. They said they was waiting for some sergeant to come and search the house. But when they came in, they just tore up everything. Everything was in a disarray, and how they do things, and you have no say-so, you have no rights, when you're supposed to be in the land of the free, which is not a true thing, because that was evident. And they can't, when they shoot brothers down unarmed, they used to hang brothers, now they shooting unarmed brothers that's begging for their life. I mean, I don't know how they can do some of the things and not be held accountable.
Did they, after they determined that your son wasn't the person that they were looking for, did they ever make any attempt to apologize to you or justify why they made the mistake?
Nothing. It's a slap and an insult.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here on the corner of 73rd and Weld Street, where the alleged shooting of the police cruiser happened. And I'm here with Gerald Smith, who is a member of the Oscar Grant Committee and a community activist. Gerald, tell us what happened.
On July 23rd, Sergeant of the OPD of the Oakland Police Department, Nadia Clark, was in a high-speed chase and got in an accident on this corner. Somehow, a citizen fired a single shot at her, at the car that she was in. The shot hit the car, but not her. Okay? This triggered a panicked response by the Oakland Police Department, and they set up a 10-block cordon. No one in, no one out, supposedly. Well, they're not that competent, but that was their aim. In the midst of all this confusion, they targeted the home of Brother Omar Shakir, and consequently, he was arrested. He was designated as the suspect for firing at the OPD sergeant.
Mm-hmm. What's your interest in this?
Okay, the Oscar Grant Committee Against Police Brutality and State Repression has been in existence since 2004. Naturally, we were organizing around Oscar Grant. We decided to continue organizing, and we are not simply interested in cases where the police shoot a citizen and take their lives, but we are interested in all cases that touch upon the black community. There has been an intense militarization of the police. People started noticing it more during the Ferguson crisis, and we believe that the people have a right to know what's going on. And it appears that the police are shamefaced and embarrassed by what they do. They're certainly ashamed of what they do in our community, and this is not something that they have been trying to get out there, how they responded, because here is how they responded. Once they wrongly selected Omar Shakir to be suspect number one, they treated it as if it were a terrorist case, as if Omar Shakir was a terrorist. They surrounded his house. They used flashbang grenades on his house. They had snipers on the roof of his neighbor's house and in front of the house. Snipers. They went on and they luckily Omar came out and was arrested because he was disciplined and kept his cool. No one was injured. There was no incident. But if he had a sneeze, they might have killed him. He walked backward the whole bit. Then they emptied out the house. First they come in with this little robot, and that scared the little kids. The children, I might add, are now afraid to sleep in their own beds, in their own home. They're receiving psychological counseling. This is just bad all the way. Eddie, I don't know. It's kind of depressing to even talk about it, but we have to find the strength to bring the truth to our communities, because this does not have to be. We can do something about this. There is no Al-Qaeda operating in East Oakland. The cops are mentally deranged. There's no terrorism aimed against the police in Oakland. It's just not real.
Okay, and this is just another form of terror in the community?
Yes, it is. This is a part of their program called the War Against Terror. As you know, we have a propensity in the United States to misuse language and to talk about the war on terror, the war on poverty, the war on drugs. But we Americans, we need to be a little more demanding of our government not to play out their fantasies at the expense of vulnerable populations.
Gerald, thanks for joining me.
Oh, man, thank you very much for covering this, brother.
All right, and thank you for joining The Real News.